Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Guys, final chapter of the final part of the final episode of Attack on Titan. That's it, it's the end. After that, we're never gonna have anything else about Attack on Titan. Are you okay with that? Like, are you okay with this idea? Are we all okay with that? Nope, I'm not. Like, clearly I'm not. I'm ready to say goodbye to these characters, and just to say that, you know, it's costing me a lot. If you were there during my entire binge watching of Attack on Titan, you know how much I love these characters. I can cry for them, I can be so proud of them, I'm cheering for them. So you know also how much it's gonna be rough for me to really say goodbye to them, but at least I'm ready to do it, you know, like I know that this is it, you know, like that's it, it's gonna be the end. It needs to end also, not only because this anime needs to end at some point for the story, but also the anime itself, like it has been so long now that we're waiting for the end, and I'm lucky because in fact it was not that long ago for me. In fact, when you guys, it has been entire years that you're following Attack on Titan. Me, I've binge watched it, you know, I think that it was 1 year ago now. So for me it was not that long that I had to wait for the end, but I saw, you know, that people were not hyped by it anymore. So yes, this anime needs to end, this story needs to end, our characters, they need to have their rest, they deserve it, and for that they need to stay alive. And really, after the chapter that we just ended, the chapter 4, I'm really like, I don't know who is alive and who is dead, truly. And to say that, you know, it really means that we're into Attack on Titan. Like normally I have run, it's really body cord, eyes closed, that person is dead. With Attack on Titan it's not enough. I need another confirmation and another one after that to tell me that this person, this character is truly dead. And right now I don't know. Even for Eren right there, you know that Mikasa cut his head, but she said, I'll see you later, and does it mean that you're gonna see him later, like in some seconds? Because in fact, you know, that was a Titan, that was not really him, but in fact, yes, it was truly him inside, so for me, he's truly dead, so it's the second theory. In fact, you're telling him, I'll see you later in another life, because his story is repeating itself again and again, so you're gonna see each other at some point. Maybe. Like, even with the final chapter, I still have theories, I'm still not sure of anything. I'm sure of things since the beginning almost with this anime, the fact that it's about big subjects, about freedom. What is it truly to be free? And Eren, he fought all of his life to be free, and right there he had the impression that he was, but in fact he was not like he wanted. He was not flying, you know, being free. He was killing people, committing a genocide, destroying humanity, and he was enjoying that fake freedom all by himself, by being all alone. It's not that to be free. He wanted to be free with his friends. And also, like, that desire of revenge, is it truly meaningful to want your revenge, to want to kill someone because that someone killed someone that you love? It can never end if you're doing that, and you're never gonna be satisfied by that revenge. In fact, it's gonna consume you, you're gonna want more revenge. That desire of revenge is never gonna end, and because of that, it's gonna bring many stuff after it. Like, it's also one of the big subjects, and the other one, which is for me really the subject that they want to close with that final chapter and that final part of the final episode. It's about humanity repeating mistakes again and again. The fact that right there they wanted to kill each other again, like even into this particular moment they were ready to fight each other, but they learned from their mistakes right there and they didn't do it. And all of our guys, they are fighting together and they are doing all of that together because they want to believe that they can build something new, something else, and maybe they can do it, and I have hope for that. But yes, maybe in 2,000 years, you know, like they're gonna do it again, history is gonna repeat itself again because it's how humanity is. But it doesn't mean that you have to destroy it and it cannot be saved, that life cannot be saved. You know, the conversation between Zeke and Armin was about that mainly, because life can be great at some moments, some little moments, which are in fact the best ones when you are with your loved ones, enjoying some beautiful moments, some simple moments. Eren, he forgot about that, these simple moments that he was living with his friends when he was a kid, you know. And right there, when he was flying like that as a kid, he was really like imagining that dream, but you know, it was like he was fooling himself with that. Armin had that talk with Zeke, and after that he got out, and all of the other Titans, you know, that they met, the last generation, they helped them, and then Armin exploded. No, first Levi did that to Zeke, and that was such a particular moment for the promise that Levi made, for Zeke to know that it would come, for everything. And then Armin exploded, so, you know, first thing it stopped the rumbling, and after that Armin destroyed it. But Eren was still alive and was still searching, you know, to merge with that thing. So Mikasa intervened and cut his head. And the kiss that we had between these two, it was a kiss between Mikasa and only the head of Eren that she just cut. It's a torture to give that to everyone who shipped them for so long. And at the same time, you know, like, it's just awful. The fact that they can't be together, and the only moment when they can be, it's after Mikasa killing Eren. Ymir was watching that, which means that we still have to deal with Ymir. But I have some good hope that half of this final chapter is gonna be about that, you know, dealing with Ymir. And half of it can be, in fact, about a real epilogue episode that we can have about really saying goodbye to all of these characters one by one, to see their futures, and it can be so great. Right there, Mikasa, we saw the future that she dreamed of, but I would want also to see the future that she's truly gonna have. For sure, she's gonna keep that scarf. So yes, I want to see that, so many reunions that I want to see, so many futures that I want to see. And again, I'm so not sure of who is still alive or not, like Connie and Jan, they were transformed like that, like now that Eren's head was cut, did they come back to who they were, or like truly it was the end of them? Levi is still alive. For now, I think that yes, he is still alive. And really, I wouldn't have bet on it at any moment at the beginning of all of this part 2 of the final episode. So I feel so proud of all of them. I feel so glad of the scenes that we had, which were so great, so meaningful for all of the characters. I said it, you know, during the chapter 3, so many duos, you know, which were so great. Armin, you know, being confronted to himself, that talk with Zeke, Mikasa doing that to Eren herself, you know, like, she was the one to do it for sure. The Titans helping us and all. It was so great, it was so good, the music was perfect and all. So now when I'm about to begin the final chapter, I feel a lot of joy, you know. I'm so glad, but at the same time I'm so worried and at the same time I'm so excited to see the end, and at the same time I'm a lot melancholic about the fact that this is gonna be the end. I already ruined, one tissue during these 2 previous episodes, chapters. Be sure that I'm gonna ruin a new one during this final chapter. And after that, this is gonna be the end. Oh, guys. And yes, as you can hear, rain is back, like it's a storm outside since we began this final episode, like really, the rumbling outside began at the same moment, when I pressed play, and I took that as a big sign. Okay, I'm gonna finish this intro right there. You had 4 reaction part videos, meaning really all of the episodes, all of the chapters on my Patreon, because I wanted to share everything with you guys. On YouTube, I'm gonna be forced to cut a lot, to play with opacity and all, but don't blame me, it's really the only way that I found to give you still my reactions without having these videos blocked and without impacting my channel. I really hope that it's gonna function. If you want really these videos, you have them on my Patreon. It's also the best way to support me, to thank me also maybe for these videos and for the entire binge watching that we had together during all of this time. If you want, if you can, it can be appreciated and truly useful. This is it, guys. This is gonna be the end of Attack on Titan. Are we ready for that? Am I ready for that? I'm waiting, like I'm really like that, waiting to be ready to calm myself and my emotions a little before beginning. Let's go. Come on. The tree on that hill. Kill me now. It's not a memory, it's... You wanted to make them heroes? To see you as kids, it's... Release her from that suffering, kill her for good. Now you're older. She loved you in front of her. What? To your mom and not to him, you said. And now you're an older. I hope that she's gonna find happiness. Yes, it's their blood. All of the people that you killed. The number of people out and in is the same, so that's great. They only managed to save 20% because of you, you bastard! Like,
エレンに想像させたのは僕だ。だからこれからもずっと一緒だね。これからどこで？あればだけど地獄で。
You're feeling responsible for all of what he committed.
ここで過ごした記憶は消すな。全てが終わった時にまた思い出したのを先に待ってる。地獄で。ずっと一緒だ。
Perfect that friendship. What the fucking fuck? Oh yeah, she's hugging his head like, kill me now. What's he screaming?
アルミンも記憶が戻ったんでしょう。
と
エレンが私たちに会いに来ていた時も。お帰りなさい。ただいま。
In your arms, she's. Lina, you're alive!
見ていてくれ。
You're not joining them now.
これが結末らしい。お前らが捧げた心臓と。
You're saying such.
そうそう。
They all died for that. For that. Oh, it's better like that. No Titans anymore.
何もいらなかったんだぞ。もう行くね。どこに？ここにいたらきっとエレンはきちんと埋葬させてもらえない。静かなところで眠らせてあげて。
We know well.
エレン・イエーガーは死んだ。巨人の力もこの世から消えた。
証明できるか？今ここで。
How can they prove that they can transform? By not transforming?
こちらが今だ巨人の力を有しているなら力を使って抵抗するでしょう。君はパラディ島のエルディア人アルミン・アルレルト進撃の巨人エレン・イエーガーを殺したものです。あなただったのね。ずっと私の頭の中を覗いていたの。おやすみなさいユミル。
Kid of who?
天と地の戦いと呼ばれたあの日から3年。生き残った人々も家の傷跡に苦しまれていることでしょう。イエーガー派が取り仕切る軍を結成し、日に日に力をつけています。島は一丸となり声を上げます。勝てば生きる、負ければ死ぬ。巨人がいなくなっても争いはなくならない。エレンは知る限りの身。私たちは戦わなくてはなりません。これ以上戦わないために。
I believe in that.
何度見てもヒストリアの筆跡は美しいな。
You will.
誰に見せるつもり？歴史の教科書を読む女学生。
You look good for me, mate. Yeah.
私はこの辺りで撃沈されてもびっくりしないと思う。
No.
とりあえずまだ殺されないさ。パラディ島のみんなは知りたいはずだから、僕たちの物語を。
Levi! You're helping refugees, kids. And you.
どうしてパラディ島 と愛なのか。
The future is in your hands, kids.
その全てを話そう。
Learning from history, from your mistakes. I love the idea. I would have wanted to see that, you know, in that moment.
もうすぐみんなが会いに来るよ。
Same, really same girl.
あなたに会いたい。
The scarf.
マフラーを巻いてくれてありがとう。
Mikasa, you found someone else? They had kids, some of them. Oh, okay, towns, planes. And war again. A nuclear... More than one nuclear bomb. To enter into that tree? No. Guys, that's it. It was the end of Attack on Titan. All of that first big scene, you know, with Eren and Armin talking together. The fact that we began it with them as kids at their place, you know, their home, and then they were growing up, you know, they were teenagers, and then they were adults like they are right now. Just that, you know, the fact that it's written like that, it hurts. All of what Eren said and explained, you know, why he did all of what he did to kill 80% of the population, so the population inside of the walls and outside of the walls, it's the same, you know, same amount of people. So okay, it's not gonna stop the conflict, but maybe you have some good chance to stop the conflict because now you don't have Titans anymore. So you know, like, at least it's even, you know, between in and out. So for now the conflict is not gonna stop, but maybe you can stop it. I understand the logic behind it. I'm not gonna agree with it for sure. Killing 80% of humanity. And I'm not sure that I appreciate the thing about Eren being a martyr. You know, for one or two characters to say, you suicidal, stupid guy, I'm like, okay, one or two, it's okay. For all of them to consider him as a martyr who sacrificed himself, you know, who killed himself, who sacrificed himself by killing and sacrificing, making a genocide on 80% of the population of the world. Whoa, you know, like, whoa. I'm not sure of the idea of him being a martyr. Him being suicidal, yes. Him who saw all of that so long ago and who did all of that, yes. You know, with that hand, with Eren acting like that, explaining all of that, it makes sense, it's logical. For him to be suicidal, yes, because he accepted that fate, he did it, he accepted to be the one who would kill them all. But again, he accepted it, you know, like, he accepted it. Was there, you know, another solution? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't have right now my emotions, you know, like, they are too high to be able to think about another solution or anything like that. For sure, the power of the Titans needed to be to be destroyed, for at least expect, you know, things to be even. And to kill the power of Titans, it was not enough, according to Eren, you know. He needed also to kill 80% of humanity, so the amount of people would be also even, so Eldians wouldn't be destroyed just like that by the ones outside. I see the logic. I'm not okay with the logic. I see the suicidal aspect. I'm not okay with the martyre role, you know. But you knew that our guys would survive and that they would be the next heroes by explaining all of what happened to everyone. So the conflict would stop and so they wouldn't repeat the same mistakes again and again. But that, you know, I knew it and I said it in the intro of all of these chapters, the fact that it's one of the big subjects of Attack on Titan, of this anime, the fact that history is gonna repeat itself at some point no matter what. So right there, I'm not surprised by the end of this entire anime, by the fact that they learned from their mistakes for sometimes, they managed to live happily for sometimes. All guys lived happily for sometimes. Some of them had kids, had a real life, and that's so cool. Even Mikasa, we saw her with someone and that's so cool. But yes, for sure, after entire generations, after entire, you know, thousands of years, another war, other destructions, other fights, other things like that would happen. But no matter what, at the end we can see that life is still right there. You know, this guy is coming with that scarf, with that dog. Life is gonna be still right there and the story is gonna repeat itself again and again. At least they don't have Titans anymore. I would have loved to see really all of them, you know, their lives after all of that. Really, like, I would have wanted to see Jan finding a woman. Not to see him finding a woman, all of the story, but to have a little picture with him being happy and, you know, Annie and Armin together and a little, really a picture, a moment like that. For each one of them, I would have loved it. So, if you can do that epilogue, you know, at the end, for the fact that the story is gonna repeat itself at some point, you could have done it for our characters, a little thing like that. Poor. The fact that Mikasa, she took Eren's head to bury it properly, it makes sense, you know, because for sure after all of what happened, they could have wanted, you know, to destroy his head as a revenge act, you know, as something like that. It broke my heart, you know, the fact that when our guys came back, the Marleyans were threatening them, you know, were not accepting them back. These camps, you know, as refugees. The fact that the conflict can't end like that, you know. For sure it can't end like that. But to see, truly to see that 3 years after that, it's still continuing. It's gonna stop, for sure it's gonna stop, but it's gonna take entire years to accept, to stop it. After that, it's gonna take some generations to really not even think about it anymore. And after that, it's gonna take also entire generations to totally forget that just this fight existed and are gonna continue to fight with someone else for their reasons, no matter what. It was the end of Attack on Titan, guys. That's it. It's the end. I needed a proper goodbye with each one of them. I have the impression that I was a little, you know, like... You stole that from me. Okay, we had so many things, so many good things into these 3 final chapters, and that was so great, and thank you for that. And for sure, you needed all of these moments, all of these scenes to close, you know, the story. But for the characters, really, for them, I needed a little more. Do we have something really into the books, into the manga? Do we have really a real closure for each of them? Tell me. I'm allowing you to tell me that spoiler in the comments for once, you know. If on the books, you know, on the manga, you have a real closure for the characters, for each one of them, I want to know it. 3 chapters right there to close the story. For sure they needed that. And they didn't just close the story, they closed also all of the big subjects that they explored with all of this anime. And they closed also things for the 2 big relationships of this anime, Armin with Eren, or these 2 hugging each other, and also Mikasa and Eren. So that's cool, that's great, and I'm glad that they took the time to do all of that, all of these closures for the story, for the subjects, for these 2 relationships. But for the characters themselves, I needed more time. I needed more! But they didn't have the time, I don't think so. Or maybe it was not written at all into the manga, the books, and they wanted to respect that. Tell me that on the comments if you know it. I feel exhausted. I feel, again, the migraine didn't leave me during these 3 entire chapters, you know. I cried so much, like I ruined 2 tissues. I'm so glad that our guys survived. I'm so proud of them for all of what they did. I feel that all of the story was logical. I feel that all of the subjects that they explored, they went really deep with them, and I love it. But I have also a feeling, you know, like I'm not disappointed, but I'm sad that some conclusions were like that. Even if these conclusions are logical, I'm feeling sad that yes, history is repeating itself, that humanity is like that conflicts are taking years, you know, to be ended, that the logic of Eren of destroying 80% of humanity can function at some point. I would have loved another answer. It was one. Zeke offered another answer, I was against it. Right there, Eren is offering an answer, I'm against it. I would have wanted another answer. I don't know which one, but not this one. But for sure the power of Titans needed to be ended by ending you, Eren. It was like that. See what I mean? Like, I feel so glad of this end. Everything is logical. I love the fact that our character survived. It's so great, you know, it's a great feeling. But at the same time, you know, it's a sweet end, but it's a sad end. You know, I'm feeling melancholic also. You know, the fact that we just said goodbye to these characters, to this story, I'm feeling melancholic. And really the fact that we had this conversation between Armin and Eren, beginning with them as kids, it's making me feel even more emotional. And Mikasa, when she saw herself as a kid with Eren, I'm feeling melancholic. But I'm so proud of all of them. You know, I never rewatched really entirely Attack on Titan because I didn't discover it not so long ago, you know. And also because editing these videos for you guys again and again, like, it's almost like I watched, in fact, Attack on Titan 3 times, 4 times or something like that. Maybe one day I will rewatch it entirely, but it's not for tomorrow. It's not for next year. I think that I'm gonna need time to heal. You know, I need to mourn, you know, I need time to mourn, to heal, I don't know how to express it, but I know that one day I'm gonna come back to this anime, but it's gonna take me time to be less invested, you know, involved at the beginning at least, you know. Because if I'm rewatching it tomorrow to watch them as kids and all, I know that I'm gonna cry each second. And I can't, you know, like, I can't rewatch it just to hurt myself. I need to take the time to mourn, to heal, to breathe. I don't know if you feel the same with Attack on Titan, with this anime, that particular connection. But it's like that for me. It's also such a deep story, such a strong one, such also like a sad one, I think that it's natural also to feel like that. At least for me, you know, as an emotional person, I think that it's natural. Like, I'm not blaming myself for thinking of it like that. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this review right now, and that's it, guys. It's the end for Attack on Titan for you and for me. If you don't know it, I binge-watched other animes, and I'm watching right now other animes that maybe you can be interested by. Like, for now, I'm binge-watching My Hero Academia. And I binge-watched also all of Death Note, all of Demon Slayer. I don't know others like that. I made a playlist for each one of them, so if you guys, you can be interested by it, check my channel so you can have all of the playlist and all. Maybe we watched or we are watching right now animes and shows, so if you guys, you want to stay with me, you can. And like I said, for all of these chapters, you know, of these final episodes of Attack on Titan, you add the full reaction part, meaning the full chapter on my Patreon. If you guys, you can be interested by it, you can come on my Patreon or just to thank me for making these reaction videos about Attack on Titan. Okay, so it's all for you and for me for Attack on Titan, and it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye. It's the end of Attack on Titan, guys.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Crazy.